Hello everybody, it's young Jack here, welcoming you to Samorost. And what, pray tell, is Samorost? Samorost is the first project by Amanita Design, the Czech video game studio who went on to make things like Machinarium, Botanicula, things like that. Samorost was their first project. It's not really a full-length game as such, it's more of just a little proof of concept, I guess, if anything. It's the story of a cute little gnome who lives on an asteroid in space, who goes on an adventure to save his home planet. And this is his home planet. So, without further ado, let's get started on Samorost. Here's the gnome in his tower. So as you can see, this arrow-shaped planet, or roughly arrow-shaped, is on a direct collision course. And he gets in his little spaceship, which appears to be made of a can of sausages, I think. And he lands on this planet in order to see if he can save his home planet. And so here we are in the first area, which is sort of a paddy field, I guess, and there are these little farmers here. Now, this isn't a traditional point-and-click adventure in the sense that you can't tell your character to walk to wherever you click. You can only interact with certain areas of the screen. You see there are basically links put into various parts. Sometimes if you click on a distinct area, your character will walk to that area, but you have to basically clear a way by solving simple visual and audio puzzles in order to get to where the arrow is pointing, which in this case is to the left. And we see here this farmer smoking on a shisha. Each time he smokes, the coals diminish in the tray. And it's empty now. If we make him smoke it again, he can't get any smoke, and so he throws the mouthpiece down. Notice that that does look conveniently key-shaped, and there's a nice little keyhole here. So, there we go. Unlock this contraption, and it makes the pulleys work on this little ski lift. However, there is some slack in the cord. So if we fix the cord and try again. There we are, our little man's coming up the ski lift. And if we click on him, he will ski in the direction of this signpost. So he's broken it again, but he's gone back down the way he came from, so let's send him back up, and if we click on the sign, we can change its direction. And bearing in mind we want him to be going to the left, so we'll have the sign pointing left. However, this little man is in the way of his ski jump. So if we click this man, he walks out of the way, and we can ski forwards. Simple as that. Next area. Sort of a cliffside area. Notice the art style of this game is extremely distinctive. It sort of uses close-up macro photography to create these epic landscapes, and it's very, very impressive, especially when juxtaposed with the cute sort of flash animation character design here. And there are these these little things. I guess they're sort of a cross between a mountain goat and an ostrich. Best way I can really describe them, but fishing pole here next to a little house. Now our guy's not going to move yet. He needs to be going left again. So if we click on the lure of the fishing pole, this little fella I don't know what... I think he's just a little alien man. Catches a fish, goes into his house, starts cooking it. Nice fish supper. And you notice these little lizards crawling up the wall, enticed by the smell. We need to get rid of these little guys to stop them from stealing his supper. And he eats the fish. And then in comes this condor, vulture kind of thing. Yep, eating the fish. And if we click on him, he carries it away. And he circles round, and our little guy jumps up and hitches a ride all the way over into the next area. There we go. And here we need to be going downwards, as you can see. So this pulley system is going to be helping us here. Now notice there's a button. Not functional. Little snail there. There's a sort of a little light bulb thing over here in the distance, and this appears to be missing a light bulb. So I guess we need to be fixing this contraption somehow. You can see the bees come out of the hole, and then they go back in. And this hole extends this sort of tongue thing towards this mouth. And I know what you're thinking. Don't think that. But if we turn this wheel, we can move the head closer. Still not close enough. Bit further. Bit further. No. One more. There it is. Feeding some sap into this tree, which grows these little saplings, and they flower. So now if we let the bees go, they'll land on the flowers, and there's a little fella in here. Presumably he was being terrorised somewhat by those bees, and he's happy they're gone. Let's click on him, and he's a little naked man with a light bulb instead of a head. And he takes his head off, screws it into the light bulb fitting, like so, and he goes home with no head. Thank you. So now if we press the button, we have light, we have power. Excellent. And we bring up this bathysphere thing. A little switch on there. If we switch that, we can open the door and go inside, and there we go, down the cliff. Good stuff. So we need to be going downwards again, it looks like, but we're stuck on this branch here, and there's a sleepy owl. And there's a little hummingbird guy. And if we look in this hole, there is a squirrel with a human's face, which looks quite disturbing. A little bit cute, but a little bit disturbing. He's got his fingers in his ears because of these noisy worms in the tree. And he's got his record collection here on a gramophone. But he's not going to play any records because of the noise pollution from these little guys. So, if we wait for a worm to come out of the tree, then the hummingbird can swoop down, eat the worm, and back he goes. And we'll do that again. Yeah, there we go. And again. And once more. And that should be all of them, I think. Yay! See, the squirrel, the human-faced squirrel guy is quite happy with the peace and quiet, so now he can play some music. and he's playing some sort of Ninja Tune style stuff, quite down tempo. Yep, quite mellow sounds. If we choose a different record, some slightly creepy ethereal stuff there, quite sort of classic sounding. We'll try another one. Some nice jungle. And you notice the owl is feeling the jungle. The jungle's woken him up, so let's move the owl across. And down we go. Thank you very much, Mr. Owl. Okay. And there's this little sort of facility here, which we need to be getting inside. There's an anteater, as you can see, and there are some ants. So I think you can tell where this is going. Let's let our guy out. And he bounces on the mushrooms. And up he goes. Okay. Now if we try and move him forward, you can see he gets eaten by the anteater. But he is not an ant, so he gets spat back out. And if you watch the ant come down here, you'll see that he gets to this bit and he gets diverted. So if we move this piece of metal, I think that's what it is, little metal bracket, and the ant comes down, down he goes, and lovely. So let's wait for the next ant. And yeah, you see, because the anteater was already eating the ant, so we can safely go up the stairs, but we can't get in the doorway. There's a little power box here. Notice this pattern of 4 red dots on the door. All we have to do, very simply, emulate that pattern. And let's go inside. There's a little red light here. Turn it on, and we're in this facility now. Notice that we have this sort of pressure gauge here and a directional gauge. This is controlling the planet itself, its trajectory and its bearing. Now it's going directly to the right towards the little gnome's home planet. So we need to change that. And you can see here it says Q equals 50. 50 degrees. So if we increase the pressure, there we go, increase it up to 50 and press the button, extend the ladder, up he goes. There we go. And the little gnome is home and dry. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Samorost. So yeah, it's a great little game. Built back in 2003. Amazing. And yeah, Jacob Dvorsky is the guy who started Amanita Design, and he made this project. I think it was for his college project or something like that, but that was how Amanita started. And there is a sequel, Samorost 2. So, yeah. Thanks very much, guys. That's Samorost. Join me next time and we'll have a look at Samorost 2. Take care, everyone.